Good evening and welcome to the Arabic American Variety Talk Show. I'm Suad Asfour, your host. My very special guest tonight is Mr. Antoine Lammam. Antoine was born in Beirut, Lebanon. His musical career started at the age of 8. At the age of 14, he moved out of Lebanon because of the civil war and immigrated to United States at age 20 to work on his degree in medicine. He carries several healing degrees. He works as counselor and advisor and resides in Santa Rosa, California. He is the brother of the famous violin player George Lammam and the master accordion player Ilyas Lammam. On the other hand, Tony not only amazed audience by his musical performance on stage, but also has several songs as well as several books of poetry. His books are Confession from Rain, Echoes of Silence, Together, Passion of the Renaissance, and the book of The Sake of Woman. Tony, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you made it.
Thank you for
today
having
to
me.
Our studio here, and we've been looking forward for this.
Yes, you and I have talked so many times.
We talked for a
about
while,
this.
and you finally made it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Tony, you touch people's life and their tough skin with a soft feather of love. What motivates you, and where do you get your inspiration when you write?
From everything.
Like what?
Everything in life is inspirational to me.
Everything.
Everything. The setting, a flower, the ocean, the sand, the sun, everything that is in nature that exists. So everything is there for us to be poets, to fall in love, to be romantic. Nature itself is a place of romance.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I cannot detach myself from everything that is around me. So I get inspired. The idea to get inspired, basically, is to look at things from who you are. Because everything in nature, it's already what it is.
Yes, we can't change it.
So you need to resemble that.
Yes.
There's a place inside you that resembles nature.
Yes.
And that is really a higher part of you.
So can you describe for us your writing process? Do you sit down, you already have the idea developed, or as you sit down, more ideas comes into your mind and then you write it?
Well, the idea is you need to let yourself be written more than that you write.
How can we do that?
So the language that you have takes over you. It writes you more than you write it. How do you do it? It is just it's something soulful. The more you focus again on who you are, and the more you focus on your senses and letting go of your mind.
And everything has to come from within.
Absolutely. We are all reflections of each other.
Let's start by hearing one of your poems you wrote.
All right. Well, as you see, this book, my last book, it's called Passion of the Renaissance.
Yes.
It has not been out yet in the market, but it contains around 100 sonnets, we call them. And there is no titles to the sonnets.
Okay.
They happen like everything in nature that happens. It's like waves of the sea in a way.
Okay. What are you gonna read for us? The first one.
That's what I'm gonna read now.
What is it about?
Well, everything I write, it's romantic poetry.
Okay.
It's Sufism, which it carries a romantic breath in it.
Okay.
So I say, no, you are not dreaming. I am the one who sneaked in from your bedroom window and torn away the veil that was covering your eyes. I am the one who stood silent for centuries in front of your marvelous face. And I am the one who kissed your lips and woke you up from your deep sleep. No, you are not dreaming. It was me who rose from the ashes of your shadow, had a love affair with your soul, and discovered your immortal sweetness. I am the one who sat by your side, mixed his voice with your voice, and enchanted the silence of 1,000 hearts.
Wow. That's very nice, very touchy.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously it shows that you've been influenced by the Sufism.
Absolutely, it's a school of thought. Sufism deals with the essence of a person. So there's so many noises in life that affects us. And it's like driving on the highway.
Like
You know,
we did
your
today.
attention is so much scattered here and there.
Yes.
So Sufism basically tells you that you shouldn't be afraid of being human. See, everything else tells you to be afraid. Everything else scares you. Different religions, different philosophies, different people mainly, you know, want you to be scared. They want to drag you into their own fear.
Is it the fear that stops people from opening up to life?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because it's easier to be angry and afraid than to experience love feeling, and
well,
you know what I mean?
well, anger is a cover-up for fear.
Yes.
You know, most people when they are angry, they don't know really they're really afraid.
Okay.
If you are not afraid, you won't get angry.
Okay.
And love is basically the opposite of fear. So your essence is love.
Yes.
There is no difference between what love is, what God is, what freedom is, what, you know, it's unity. It's unity of everything around you. Nothing is separated. When we start separating things, we start getting scared. And it happens when we are little. When they separate you from your mother, you're separated from your dad. You get scared because you don't have at that time yet, you don't have your identity yet. So fear starts developing in people at a very early age. But a hug, a smile,
Loving feeling. Yeah.
loving,
But
the more you love.
unfortunately, a lot of people, they grow up missing that,
Because we get punished for who we are.
and we
You know.
punish ourselves,
Later
or
on,
we carry on the feeling of guilt.
That's true. Later on, we punish ourselves because that's all what we know how to do. You know, when you were born and you were trained in a way to be a victim and to be ashamed of who you are, you do the same thing to yourself later on in life.
And then some other bad habits develop from that feeling of guilt and ashamed, and people can get themselves
you can
in
say
a-
that,
you know what I mean?
yes. Yes, well,
Okay.
it's just a cover-up again.
So
you know.
you wrote about freedom, you wrote about love, God, emotions, thoughts, needs, forgiveness, healing, and peace. Why do you write in the first place?
Why not?
Why do you write?
Well, you know, it is the same thing if you ask me, why do you breathe? You know what I mean? Or why do you fall in love? Or why do you believe in God? is the same thing. Any art form has some kind of expression to it. So a painter will express himself through colors. Mm-hmm. A writer expresses himself through languages. Even a person who doesn't know how to speak, even a mute person, he has a sign language. So there is some kind of expression that has to be created with the art form. And writing, why do I write? It's something that, again, as I said at the beginning, I feel I'm the one who's been written. You know, I don't sit down and concentrate and focus on writing. I don't.
So is it more to work on yourself through writing, or is there a message you wanna deliver? Or both? It could be both.
Well, the message it
that
carries
you wanna get
itself.
it out of you.
Why? Because it's a reflection of you.
Okay.
So whatever you're feeling or whatever your work in life is, it will be reflected in your art form, because your art form is your talent, it's your higher self.
Yes.
And there is a part of you which it knows more than you do. You see, the higher part of you, which it is that artistic part, that soulfulness, it knows everything. But when you write or when you're drawing and the work at the end is amazing, you amaze yourself. Because that is your higher part of yourself is doing the work for you.
Okay.
All what you need to do is trust it. You know, Rumi, one of the most beautiful Sufi poets, he said, love will always be there. It is who you are. You don't need to do anything except you need to witness what comes between you and love.
Okay, so what's the difference between falling in love and loving someone?
Well, I have written something.
Let's hear it.
About falling in love, and
I'm sure you have something good.
Yes, just let me find it first. Well, this part is from my book Together. My book Together is romantic wisdoms.
Okay.
I say falling in love with a person and loving a person are two different things.
Yes.
Let me put it this way. Imagine that falling in love with someone is like buying a plant. Mm-hmm. Then loving someone would be like watering the plant and taking care of it every day of your life. You see, love, even though it is there for you, but it makes you work. So it's the work of your life.
Yes.
You know, every moment. So, and then when we go through feelings and we feel like sometimes we don't love ourselves, and it is because the bridge between you and yourself is getting bigger.
Okay, so basically we always have to be in peace with ourselves. Our relationship with ourselves is more important to
that's
keep
the
our
only relationship
that's the best
that you have.
Relationship you can have. Okay, what else? Can you read us something in Arabic?
Absolutely. I came here to read for you.
We want to hear it in Arabic too, some of it.
I say بالعربي.
Yes, تفضل.
جميلة أنت عند الغروب وكل نسمة من جسمك تتعطر وأنا بين النسيم والأفق الطروب نغم على شفتيك يتفجر يا امرأة تحمل في ثدييها جنون الورد وشوق عطر إلى عطر يتمخطر إني وإن كنت أحرقت في حبك مراكبي فقد تعب عني الرحيل والسفر تعب الشتاء فلا وطن يعانقني ولا ريح تلاعبني ولا مطر.
Wow, that is amazing. That's beautiful. I
Thank
see
you.
you have no problem expressing your feeling and your thoughts. So how is it important to acknowledge the heart and acknowledge our feeling on a daily basis? To pursue the truth in general, what I'm saying that you have no problem expressing your true feeling every day through your writing and in your daily living, but people cannot do that. So how important is it for us to practice doing that?
Well, acknowledging, you asked me a question about acknowledging your feelings. Again, it has to do with being scared of being human. You know, when we are trained at an early age not to express ourselves, that's why 90% of the generations are drugged out. You know, either people drink or take medications, or because they cannot acknowledge that part of themselves, that higher part of themselves. Expression happens when you let go of your fear. If you even when playing music, if you think about how you play, you won't be able to play. I always tell people to let their minds go. You know, don't hold, because holding causes a lot of pain. So acknowledging the pain and acknowledging your sadness, acknowledging the joy, you need to acknowledge everything about yourself. Don't be too scared to bring yourself and all of it to the table.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It is just, sometimes people think that their sadness is bad for them. Some people think their pain is bad for them. No, that's all what you are made of. So bring it to the table and try
Pursue
to enjoy
the
it. Yeah, that's how you acknowledge yourself, meaning acknowledging everything about yourself. I don't want to just hide a part of myself and show you a part that is I'm putting a show for you. You know what I mean? It is just show everything that you can.
Is it harder for the Middle East people to do that than other cultures?
For sure, because cultures play a huge thing in training.
Okay.
You see, everything happens to a person.
Yes.
The first 7 years of his life.
I read something you wrote on one of your sites. You said all knowledge that you have accumulated in your life can be you, but it cannot be. You cannot. Can you elaborate on that? But it cannot be you.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
You said all knowledge that you have accumulated in your life can be yours, but it cannot be you.
Yeah, that's true.
Can you elaborate on
sure.
that?
Knowledge that you learn. You see, you are more than your feelings. You are more than what you learn.
Okay.
And you are more than yourself.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
So everything that you gather, all the knowledge that you try to learn here, like, you know, you seek knowledge, you seek learning, but that is not who you are.
Okay.
What I wanted to say here is I wanted people to know that they are more than what they feel or what they learn how to feel.
Okay. Can we hear one more poem about that?
In English?
In English or Arabic, whichever
about
you
that?
like. We're about loving ourselves or being aware of bringing out the truth.
Okay, let me read a poem for you that has to do with
it could be in Arabic
pain.
or in English.
Yeah, just hold a second, because I'm a little bit, you know, as every poet, I'm a scattered person. So, but I won't I bring that to the table as well. So, I say, I wish sometimes that I have never seen you before. I wish that I have never met you or known you before. But when I look at all the beautiful poetry I write you. I taste the divinity of my sadness. And then I realize how God, at the end of every day, draws the most painful sunsets in the sky.
Wow.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
You see, here I'm talking about sadness. But that sadness, even though I'm wishing I never met you before because I don't want to feel the pain, but when I really feel the divinity of that sadness, I feel that sadness is a divine work. Then I realize, I start getting in touch with nature again, and I see that God basically draws the most, or the most painful sunsets in the sky, as you see the colors of the sunset and the pain that
Yes.
you see. Basically, I said this, what's happening in the sunset, the sadness, is a divine thing. That's also a reflection
Yes.
inside me.
Deep meditation, how important it is to all the writers, for anybody?
Meditation in general is nothing except sensing yourself. People sit for hours and they meditate, they close their eyes, and the idea is, in meditation, is to sense your breath. When you take your breath in, just be aware of that. Be aware of your breath when it goes in and the moment it's leaving your body, your nose. So when you sit with yourself, just first focus on your breathing, and then start sensing different parts of yourself. Maybe the bottom of your feet, the bottom of your hands, the top of your head. Move on in your body and make it a journey. Your body is a journey already. I mean, if you want to see what's going on inside you, I mean, how the blood travels and your heartbeats go and everything in the body, that's just an amazing thing to focus your attention on. That's meditation by itself.
That's great. We mentioned in the introduction that you are a musician also, and you taught music, or was it percussion, at the UC Berkeley University for 20 years?
Almost, yeah.
Can you tell us about your experience and a little bit more about your life in music?
Well, first of all, I love the School of Music at Berkeley. It's really a cool school. It's one of the most beautiful schools I've ever taught at.
That's good to know.
And my beginning in music, I started at a very early age. My mother was a very well-known singer.
That's great.
A classical singer, and she used to take me with her to when she records, because she worked as a chorus behind famous singers like Sabah and Fairuz and Wadia Safi, and sometimes. One time she took me with her and Nadia Jamal was dancing, the famous dancer.
That's nice.
And I was like 6 years old, and and that's the first time I see a belly dancer, live.
Okay.
It was just because I was with the program had different artists in it, and I think Wadia Safi was singing after that, so I got exposed to different kinds of music at an early age. And my mom also, God bless her soul, she used to tell me the rhythms, the classical rhythms of the songs, because she used to sing ballad songs, the Halabi style the songs. And then she tells me, why don't you drum with me? I didn't have a drum. I used to drum at the door.
Oh, she needed you then.
At the door. And she says, you do this way, you do that way. It's...
So you still teach tabla or percussion on a private lessons right now?
I teach on the weekends. And I perform too.
So can you tell the audience how they can reach you, or what's the best way to get a hold of you? And arranging maybe private lessons for their children or for somebody who really like to get into music?
Well, they can email me at Antoine313
Okay.
at att.net,
Okay.
or call me. My phone number is 415-828-1456. That's the best way of, I don't have a website regarding that. I used to have a website and I lost it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, a long time ago,
happened?
under my name. It's a funny story
Yeah.
that I moved from one house to another,
Yes.
and I changed the communication. I don't understand them.
Easy.
And
to
I
happen.
found out that I lost my website to a steel company.
Ooh.
A steel company bought it.
Wow.
It's poetry and music. I don't know. I don't understand how a steel company would.
How would they do that?
And they were located in England. And when I
That's far
asked them,
away.
I want my website back.
Yeah.
They asked me for $10,000.
Yeah, wow. They want to sell it back to you. Tony, one more, we have time for one more poem if you like to read for us.
You like
before
it
we
in
end the show.
English, in Arabic?
Whichever
you
you like. It's fine. They're all nice.
Let me see. I think I will. One of my favorite poems that I wrote a long time ago.
Okay.
I say, it's in Arabic.
Okay.
أبحث في وجهك عن اسمي وعنواني. أبحث في وجهك عن أشياء أكبر مني، وعن زمان أحلى من زماني. وجهك حبيبتي لا حدود له، مثل طفولتي، مثل أحزاني. أبحث في وجهك عن ضحكة الأطفال، وعن وطن لا يكره البشر فيه البشر. أبحث عن جدول، عن زهرة، عن امرأة تعلمني كيف أحب من جديد، وكيف أكتب أشعاري فوق الشجر. أبحث في وجهك عن محطة أنزل فيها، أسكن فيها، أنسى فيها حقائب السفر. ارتسمت فوق وجهك خطوط يدي، فصعب أن لا أقرأ فيه القضاء والقدر.
Wow, this is very, very nice. Antoine, really, we will never have enough of you. يعني ما بنشبع من سماع
I can come back.
But you have to come back another time because we want to cover more areas and we want to get more advices from you, from your counseling business and all the other stuff that we can benefit other people.
It will be
However,
my
we have
pleasure.
to end the show. I just want to remind everybody that Antoine also will be on the 15th of December at the Arab Culture Center helping his brother Ilyas Lammam in the concert. And it's our holiday party. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you and happy holiday to all. Good night, everybody.
I think we did well.